Welcome to this explainer. Let's jump right into the source material, looking at the early life and incredible resilience of Prophet Muhammad prior to his prophethood. Whether you're familiar with the history or not, this is just a fascinating look at character development and leadership against some pretty massive odds. Think about it. How exactly does an orphaned kid tending flocks rise up to become the most respected, trusted figure in a totally turbulent, lawless society? We're going to unpack how this historical narrative perfectly builds into an incredible coming-of-age story of leadership.
Okay, let's start with Section 1, Birth and Early Losses.
Born in Makkah, Arabia on the 12th of Rabi al-Awwal, he came from a seriously respected lineage. His father was Abdullah, his mother was Amina, and his ancestry traces all the way back through the noble house of Ishmael, straight to Prophet Abraham. But despite that incredibly noble background, his early childhood was tragically marked by some really intense and rapid loss. It's actually a staggering succession of tragedies for a young child. Before he was even born, his father passed away. Then, at just 6 years old, his mother, Amina, died. His grandfather, Abdul Muttalib, stepped right in to take tender care of him, but he also passed away just 2 years later. So by age 8, this compounding heartbreak ultimately left the young orphan boy in the care of his uncle, Abu Talib.
Moving on to Section 2, Earning a Noble Title.
As he moves into his youth, we really start seeing these clear, early indicators of his deep moral character. At just 12 years old, he accompanied his uncle Abu Talib on this huge, multi-month desert journey to Basra. And it was there that a monk named Bahira noticed something absolutely extraordinary about him. Bahira was completely blown away and delivered a really stark warning to Abu Talib, saying a great career awaited his nephew, and he needed to be protected. Now, his uncle didn't fully grasp the magnitude of what the monk meant at the time. To Abu Talib, his nephew was just a normal, obedient kid helping out with the family journey. But what's really interesting here is the stark contrast between his environment and his character. Makkah at the time was chaotic. It was a lawless place filled with sudden bloody quarrels and daily misery. But Muhammad, he led a mostly solitary life, possessing this rare wisdom and incredible morals. Instead of getting swept up in the chaos, his heart grieved when he saw the misery of others. He was just deeply, deeply empathetic. Because of this rare character, which he showed so humbly while just tending flocks, he earned the absolute trust of his community. Everyone liked him, and they actually gave him this definitive, noble title, Al-Amin. It means the faithful or the honest. It's a great reminder of how pure integrity can totally cut through societal chaos. All right, Section 3, Khadijah and the Merchant. Jumping ahead to age 25, that impeccable reputation opened a massive life-changing door for him. Enter Khadijah. She was a beautiful, noble, and extremely wealthy widow who had already turned down plenty of prominent suitors. What she really wanted was a purely honest man to run her business. So she hired this honest, albeit poor, orphan for a major trading expedition to Syria.
He headed out on this trip followed by Khadijah's servant. And wow, when that servant returned, he brought back amazing reports. He talked about Muhammad's extreme kindness and even mentioned a miraculous cloud that provided them shade in the scorching desert sun. On top of all that, he turned out to be a brilliant businessman, actually securing double profits for Khadijah by smartly buying and reselling merchandise.
Deeply impressed and honestly in love, Khadijah sent her sister to propose marriage. Now, Muhammad actually chuckled in amazement at first. He felt like he was just a poor shepherd, completely lacking the means for such a noble woman. But the sister reassured him, and they soon married. The big takeaway here? His flawless character led to one of the most supportive, loving marriages in history. She became the partner who kept a flickering flame of hope alive for him when no one else believed. Which brings us to Section 4, Rebuilding the Holy Kaaba. Fast forward a decade. He's 35 now, and that reputation as Al-Amin literally prevents a massive bloody war. The Kaaba was being rebuilt, and a severe dispute threatened all of Arabia. Every single tribe gathered there wanted the exclusive owner of raising the holy black stone. The tribal leaders were literally ready to fight to the death over this. Finally, a senior citizen stepped in and declared a rule. They would all listen to the very first man to walk through the gate. And the first man through the gate? Muhammad. This is where his absolute genius for conflict resolution shines. Instead of picking one tribe and alienating the rest, he places the stone on a cloth and has every tribe hold a section of it. They lifted it together. I mean, what a masterclass in inclusive diplomacy. He instantly solved a potentially devastating crisis.
Let's look at Section 5, a man of the people.
Beyond just keeping the peace, he consistently showed deep community care and incredible political foresight. For instance, when Usman ibn Huwairith showed up trying to tempt Makkah with Byzantine gold, basically trying to buy the city's loyalty and make them dependent on the Roman government, Muhammad saw right through it. He intervened, warned the people of Makkah, and the plot completely failed. He successfully protected his city's independence.
And his leadership was deeply personal, too. He consistently helped the poor and needy. When his uncle Abu Talib hit hard times, Muhammad stepped right up. He used his own personal wealth to clear all of his uncle's debts. He even took on the education and upbringing of his cousin Ali, and a year later adopted another cousin, Aqil. He constantly poured his success back into his family.
So this brings us to a huge, compelling question. With such profound wisdom, diplomacy, and unbreakable integrity firmly established by age 35, how exactly will this trusted peacemaker handle the ultimate call of God? Our source material ends right here as a part 1, leaving us eagerly wondering how these foundational traits, forged in the fires of early loss, honed through honest work, and proven through masterful diplomacy, are going to go on to shape the world.